There's a lot of tank regiments here, so I really hope that we actually play against them. Mechanized heavy tank, anti-tank, and also diversion recon and infantry. We have 2 tank regiment, self-propelled artillery, that's very nice, and infantry. Oh wait, no, we're the one with diversion recon. Delicious. They have a heavy tank, self-propelled artillery. Okay. So in this matchup, there's a little bit of a mismatch because I'm the artillery player, but I'm using AT, while the opponent has a howitzer. Sorry, that would be a self-propelled artillery regiment, as well as a howitzer regiment, and that means that either our diversion recon regiment, which can get into the backlines and destroy stuff, either needs to really pull their weight, or we're going to suffer artillery. And you'll see which way that goes, especially at the end screen. Now in this matchup, I'm holding the right at the beginning of the match. Whenever it shows up green, it just means that I'm showing my actual perspective here.
Prepare to attack.
So this is sort of a middle left flank, and blue is taking this region just at the start, and they push really deep in. The Lux is just like a extremely powerful unit. It does get destroyed, but we can see that the opponent brings up 2 T-70s to try and mitigate this assault.
Enemy guns.
Got your back, sir.
Now I'm an AT regiment, so I'm going to have a pretty good counter to these. And it helps that my teammates are also bringing forward tanks. On this right side, I still have my AT gun up, so it's doing its best to hold off all these light tanks. You can actually see I've built a dugout here, and it's not immediately apparent what a dugout does. It seems like it's just cover, but what it actually does is it holds a huge radius of territory, and whenever a unit enters that territory, it gets spotted immediately. So it's actually a scouting technique. As you can see, the tanks just keep coming, but the opponent brings forward an M16, and that doesn't destroy the gun, but it does knock out all the crew. I have an Su-57 there. I think it's called the T-48. I was supposed to be the gimmick of this deck is that I would bring out a bunch of them, but there's actually a different regiment that has more T-48s and a different unit like it. This T-35 is actually incredibly strong. I'm going to use this sometime for sure. Now there's going to be a push happening here. That's just a normal KV1, I think. We'll see if it starts shooting flames. It says KV8 on the kill feed, I think. So that should be a flame shooter. It's just not really doing that. actually bring forward an SU-76, but it does penetrate, just it doesn't do enough damage before it gets destroyed by another friendly tank. That was actually some cooperation between the teammates there. Now, diversion recon's yellow, and you pretty much never see them. Unfortunately, they don't do very well this match. They do, like, sort of knock out some stuff, but, you know, I expect diversion recon units to bring scouts and just use call in artillery to destroy everything, but that doesn't really happen. He's sticking with paratroopers and grenades. It's not very effective. But this M1 is actually crazy efficient. I would highly recommend it. The M3 is a cheap unit. That's the small little gun that I bring in the first echelon, but the M1 57mm is an extremely good anti-tank gun. I can't say the same about the Hellcat though. I was very disappointed with it this match. Maybe there'll be a time where it works, but it's all allies doing this. I get pushed back on the right a bit, so this is where the ally comes in and kind of saves my bacon. In turn, I do help him out though, because this Panzer IV could have been an issue, but I had an M1 on the side shooting it. What I didn't do, for some reason, I spend about 20 minutes of this game without any AA besides an M16, but I always take a huge, one of the big caliber AA guns. I just didn't bring it out until later in the match, which is a mistake on my part. We would have won by a huge margin if I actually brought up AA. But you can see there, that's an IS-3. They really bring in the big tank on the left side. It just never becomes a factor. I think they were lacking a little bit of teamwork there, because they could have made a huge push on the left side, and we would have had to scramble. As it was, they just kept building trenches on this right side. That's a Sturm Tiger round. Here's the push on the right side. They don't really do a ton. We still have scripted units that are, you know, on that flank, so they haven't cleared anything out. That was the Slugger. That's the big anti-tank unit for the US, which is, it's kind of lame, but the big gun is actually, it works most of the time. There's another mid push, and this one kind of sticks from blue. The half-track dies, but you expect that. They never have longevity. But the units, the infantry, they stay. And it helps that he has a Tiger right behind, supporting it. And pretty much all those units get wiped out with a grenade. You'll see it right here. Walks right into it. It's in the kill feed. There's the AA gun, finally. "20 minutes into the match." At this point, center is pretty much a standstill, and we still have orange helping us out on the right side. Huge props to him for actually making this a good match for me. And the left is right now just yellow and blue. I'm going to support as well, and orange will get in the action as well. So it's a team effort.
On your cue. Hold tight, fellas. Orders will be coming hot.
This is the left side. And that is the only shot I ever get. I misclick, I select the wrong unit to shoot in the side, and by that point it's covered in smoke. And so I only get one shot off. They kind of run out of infantry support here, so they just have a bunch of tank units. I can show how many units they left over, but by the end of the match, they had pretty much 0 reserves. They just, whatever they had on the field. So we were winning in more ways than one. If the match went on longer, they probably wouldn't have been able to push. And that's just like slaughtering medics. Yep. Just left side again. They have that Jaeger company with the observation officer. I really love those flares. They look nice, and actually they are pretty high utility. We technically win this engagement. Briefly. I'll trade a kind of worthless TD for a Panther anytime, though. This is the other unit that I kind of obsess over, but doesn't... you know, I need to use a different battalion in order to use it in the first stage. Which I will do. It has a machine gun on the front, which I'll show off, but it also has that cannon, so it's like an MG Willy, but it's got that cannon on it as well. Very fun. Highly effective for what its cost is. Sturm Tiger. Takes no prisoners.
Sir, standing by for your orders.
Good match. So I'm pretty happy with my performance here. As you can see, I got quite a bit more damage than my teammates, and the opponents did quite well. Of course, whenever you're looking at this damage total, I always bring out AA, where my teammates might not. But only 4,000 damage was my M2. And the additional M16 damage is 4,000, so even with AA damage, I still did quite a bit more than my team. I'm always grateful to be useful, and their teamwork was actually really, really nice. They did everything they were supposed to. Our Diversion Recon Brigade did okay, but as you can see, they didn't actually knock out any artillery pieces. They did knock out the crew one time, but it just got recrewed. Nevertheless, they still did. I guess they used paratroopers and saboteur snipers to kind of wreak havoc. They did their part. For the enemy team, Buttlord, a very low-rated player, maybe just new, but their damage was just entirely M30s firing without any consequence. And also for the first 20 minutes of the game, pretty much no consequences for using airstrikes. So it was my mistake not bringing it out as soon as I possibly could. Thanks for watching. This is still a new-ish video format. I'm trying commentary just to see if it improves the video at all. Tell me what you think. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.